7月中旬突然发生剧烈腹痛，紧急送入急诊室。
因为我那个肠子破洞，然后跟那个阴道也破洞，所以东西都从阴道跑出来。所以那医生就说：“哦，他们没有办法，就叫我转。转就是，其实转这个就是让你说，是让你说尽量吃止痛下去，给他痛而已啊，就是不做任何治疗，也不会给你做任何的东西，就是让你舒服而已。那当然，每个人都希望我能够越来越好，但是好像有点困难。
这一次，秀慧的身体状况急转直下，整个人瘦到70磅。原来安排的居家疗护人员撤走，换了一个安宁疗护团队，护士每周固定3天来访。虽然秀慧了解什么是安宁疗护，心理上也接受了迟早会死的事实，然而突然看到疗护团队更换，心里还是蛮震惊的。是时候快到了吗？疗护团队更换之后，医护人员的应对方式和亲朋好友之间的谈话态度产生了微妙的变化，或许是间接影响了秀慧。她的精神和心情因为有感身体的巨大变化而时好时坏，抱怨为征询她就直接给疗护机构下了安宁疗护的处方。
I know everybody, kept saying, "Oh, you should do hospice more to take advantage of the service." But for my mom, she felt like if she ever did hospice, it would be like giving up. But actually, even before hospice, she had stopped taking chemo for 2 weeks because she didn't feel good. I think it was just because everything was kind of secondhand, not really necessarily in her control. The nurses are just kind of like, well, okay, if she's feeling this way, give her this. If she's feeling that way, give her that. But it's still up to us, up to me, to figure out, is she really, what does she need or whatever. And they'll make recommendations, but they're not going to push. When you go to the doctor says, you have to take your heart medication, or you have to exercise. But in somebody in her situation, hospice care, they're not going to say that to her because they want her to be comfortable. So there's no musts or haves.
几个星期过去，因为无法控制排泄，她变得沮丧，也净说些丧气话，拒绝朋友来访，甚至对安宁疗护的服务内容感到失望，抱怨团队医师从来没看过她。
Of course, if you're uncomfortable physically, it affects you mentally. But for her, it's like, if you keep saying there's another way, she will feel better. So, I know everybody had good intentions when they said you should do hospice, but I don't think they realized what it meant for her personally, internally, if you said go to do hospice. I think I'm trying to convince her that she can still live. Basically, she's like everybody else, where you're just living and nobody knows when they're gonna die. I think it's been hard on her mentally. Trying to understand what it means to have hospice, but at the same time feel like you're living versus just waiting to die. She has nothing against any of the hospice people or the services. Those are totally fine. In a way, it's almost like it's pretty similar to home care, except for they come more often and they provide more things.
So I think it was after a week. I informed her that our doctor is coming on a schedule, and then she was so happy and smiling, very excited to see the doctor. She wants to continue the IV hydration, so the doctor's visit adds more understanding because her body is not accepting it anymore. I think think she wants to see a spiritual care just to, share her thoughts and because it's different even if you have your own faith, you still need to, tell somebody to express your thoughts.
I didn't see her as afraid. I didn't see her either as needing to let go of anything. If most of what I talked to her about was her grief. She was sad about dying. She was sad about dying because she had a beautiful family and it was unexpected. And she had a very deep and profound faith and was involved in her church community and was a leader in her church community and a leader in her faith community. And anytime anyone comes onto hospice, it brings up really big feelings about where God is for you. And she was learning how to relate to God in a new way. And she also, like anyone, continued to hold on to hope that she was young. She didn't want to die necessarily in the way that she was hoping for death, and she also very deeply understood what was happening. For some people, especially some people from a Christian background, they feel worried about expressing emotions like that in prayer, or they feel worried about being angry at God, because many people somewhere along the line heard the message that you can't be a person of faith and be mad at God. And I think personally, and in conversation with Kathy, we talked about this and we're in agreement on this, that there's a lot of examples in Scripture of people sharing those sorts of emotions with God. And, it doesn't end there, that you can be angry and grateful at the same time. And that's what I experienced about Kathy.
从瞬间的错愕到认知并学会慢慢习惯，这些日子秀慧的心情也是上上下下。教会的朋友、圣心的同学经常致电，希望来陪她。秀慧都以身体不适或现在不适合等理由拒绝探访。
First 2 weeks she was in hospice, she was doing not so good physically. It was very tough for her. It was she wasn't sleeping and she didn't eat for a week and a half. And so when people kept calling and saying, "Can we visit?" we kept saying, "Oh no, it's not a good time." But then eventually we're well, she's the kind of person who just needs a lot of people always. We decided to have the pastor send out an email telling the congregations that they can come and visit. That was a turning point, and I think she felt a lot better. And then I let everybody else, all the friends and family, say all the nice, politically correct things.
尽管对病情了然于心，日渐衰弱的躯体与不适始终牵动着秀慧的情绪。
Sharing some intense feelings of grief and intense questions around where is God in this? Why is this happening? I've led this beautiful faith life, and she led this incredible, devoted servant life of faith. And she was asking the fair question, so why am I suffering this much? And it was a very intense conversation. I think one of the things that Kathy was experiencing was she experienced the loss of physical functioning, and so there was grief attached to that. She was experiencing the loss of roles she used to be able to play, that she couldn't be the caregiver in the same way she used to be. She was experiencing loss of connection to values in the same way.
The biggest fear is that she'll die a slow, painful death. So that's her fear. And of course, when you feel like you're gonna die, you're just sad, for the people around you. My mom was to leave you so young, and if you have another kid, it's gonna be hard to not have your mom to help you out and stuff.
身为亲人又是照护者，言行上要让母亲感到舒适自在，又要随时观察病人的生理状况。温迪承受着旁人无法想象的压力。
其实我嘛有真软弱的时阵啊，伊咧大病迄阵，我嘛有思考，我讲，上帝太无已经甲我跳转去，我感觉我已经承受不了这些事情。我讲虽然伊有坚强， 坚强的信仰，但是肉体软弱实在是。第一次把我打趴在地上，真的去赶紧给我拍一个哦，落在头卡，我自己已经爬不起来，爬不起来。
I'll always remember about Wendy is that she was present because Kathy wanted her there, and Wendy sat and she listened, and she didn't try and fix it. She didn't say, "Oh, Mom, stop talking like that." She let her mom share the very hard and sad realities of what the questions that were in her head. And I remember thinking, and I checked in with Wendy about this later, that I just remember thinking, you know, if it were my mom, it would be really hard for me to hear my mom talking, you know, so honestly about pain. And, you know, one of the most important things we can ever do for people who are in any sort of pain is witness it and not try and close it, not say don't feel that way, because we all know that telling someone not to feel some way just makes them feel it all the more usually. And I just remember being so in awe of her instinct and the gift she gave her mom of, you know, standing witness to what was really hard and not going away, not leaving her alone, and not trying to answer it. You know, that's one of the hardest things I think we as people can do, is to have someone ask an unanswerable question and not be able to give someone we love the answer.
秀慧表示，她这一生没有什么遗憾，也没有什么未了的事，现在多是为别人的鼓励，为家人放心而活着。
Okay, well, if she doesn't want to eat because it makes her feel uncomfortable, she doesn't have to eat. If she wants to just stay in bed all day, that's fine. She was stopping eating for a while because I think she was a little bit kind of depressed. So I told her, I don't care if you don't eat. If you don't feel hungry or if you feel really gross and you don't want to eat, that's fine. But if you're not eating because you're getting depressed and you're almost like letting yourself die, then that's when I have a problem, you know? You can encourage her to eat, but don't make it sound like pressure, I guess. I want her to live the best life she can in her condition, but I don't want to force, like I would never, if she continues being like this, I would never wish for her to live longer just because that's the thing you're supposed to say.
每次去看她就觉得她的就是外形啊，她的整个人就开始枯萎，像花一样，一片落叶一片一片卸下去，到后来就是等于是皮包骨躺在床上。那我可以感觉到她的心境，她每次去她就是很不舒服，因为一个人整天躺在床上，没有办法去跟外面的东西接触，她连基本上的照顾自己的能力都没办法，她连站也不行，然后所有的就是失去了一些生存的尊严。那秀慧本身是一个非常爱干净的人，她没有办法忍受一点点脏或是一点点奇怪的味道在她身上。所以有时候他会非常的 frustrated， 因为他连站都站不起来，所有的要站起来，要上个厕所什么，全部都是要靠人家。那这一点对他来讲是，我相信是很大的一个打击。
秀慧有坚定的信仰，她心里早就准备好，终有一天要回到主的怀抱。然而，预备接受死亡与死亡真的近了的事实，在濒死病人心灵仍存在差异。克服死神迫近所带来的悲伤、不甘、恐惧或者苦闷，甚至要接受这个事实，是个极大的关口。他们需要寻求倾泻的方法。
Having someone from outside of your community can be very therapeutic for people. That's sometimes when people are part of a faith community, whatever the faith community is, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, any of the faith traditions, sometimes it can be hard to open up, especially about the very difficult emotions you're having, because you know them so well and because they're not spiritual leaders in a faith community, are people that you have a very close relationship with. And sometimes it's easier to talk to someone that you don't know very well. There are some things that we don't feel as comfortable talking to our own families about because it's a two-way relationship, that just having someone from outside is something that a lot of our patients really want.
秀慧的闺蜜陈丽丽在最后的几个星期几乎每天都去探视。
当然我去她还是高兴，她就会跟我讲说，现在已经没有办法说做一些想做的事，圣经也不想看哈，音乐也不想听，她什么都不要。她说她就只能就是躺在这里，脑子就是空空的。但有时候他就会又突然跟我讲一些他女儿告诉他说外面发生了一些什么事情哈，比如说他跟我说你们家附近开了一家新的餐厅哦，在哪里，我就跟他说那个方向是怎么样，他还会纠正我的方向不对，所以我觉得他头脑很清楚，只是因为他人非常聪明，所以就是说他的脑子这样子这么聪明，如果说你失去知觉那也就算了，你就任人怎么样去安抚你。可是因为他太 smart 了，他觉得他自己这样子并不是他想要的，所以他顿时之间有时候我觉得他也失去了一点 face， 就有时候也会难免会埋怨说他到底做了什么，为什么他会今天会这个样子。比如说他会跟我讲说我的朋友来跟我讲一些他们怎么样玩他们怎样，这对我的身体一点帮助都没有来只是给我制造噪音。他就后来就说他不希望人家再去探访他，除了我以外。
Most people who are in the end of life or experiencing a life-limiting illness at all, they're not looking to be fixed, because if there was a solution, they would have found it. And sometimes there's just grief and suffering that we as people can't fix. And even though the instinct and the intention behind wanting to fix things or know just the right thing to say or kind of tie a bow on the experience of suffering is very beautiful, it's okay to say, I don't know what to say and I don't know how to fix this. Sometimes people don't want to talk about the grief. And so they might say, I don't feel like talking about how sad I am right now. I want to talk about where you went today and what you did today, and vice versa. I think one of the most important things that family and friends can do is at least open the door to talk about, to ask the question, how are you feeling? Like, no, really, how are you really feeling? Are you scared? Are you having a hard time? How's your heart? Just asking that question, like, how's your heart today? Like, really, how does it feel? And opening that window, I think, is such a valuable thing. So.
帮助濒死病人在身心灵上完全做好准备，以平静安详的态度通往另一段旅程，对于病人自身及亲朋好友都是非常艰辛而痛苦的过程。不仅是病人本身，家属或亲友也有盲点。如秀慧所说，她多是为别人的鼓励，为让家人放心而活着，这是多么沉重的压力。也许大家都应该学着放手，让关心变成体贴，让好意转成理解，在生命最后交替的过渡时期，心无旁骛地完全放下。
I do know that the entire medical team, me as the spiritual care counselor, the social worker, the case manager, the visiting nurses, everyone was working really hard to get all of the pieces in place for her to feel comfortable about her transition process.
2012年8月19日，秀慧和家人出席了最后一次教会为她筹办的59岁生日聚会。此时的秀慧身体已经相当虚弱，但精神很好，并感觉自己已经过了那一关。1个月后，秀慧在家人围绕中，有主接她回最喜爱的天家。
When I got in the home, I can see that she's not gonna last in maybe 8 or 10 hours. So I told the daughter Kathy that she is going soon. I assessed her, and her eyes are half open. I talked to her. If she's in pain, she just nods. And then I told her, Kathy, it's okay for you to go. I know you have, you're still thinking about your daughter who is going to have a baby. So I told her, Kathy, it's okay for you to go. I'm gonna call your daughter Wendy from time to time, and don't worry about them. And I asked Wendy if she could call her sister in LA to be present on that day, because I know that it will not stay long. So Wendy called her sister, and she came at 4 o'clock, and Kathy passed at around 10 o'clock in the evening. She called their pastor, and 5 minutes the pastor came and gave a prayer and singing surrounding her. It was very beautiful, very peaceful.
这么年轻又这么活泼又这么乐观的人得癌症的时候，我心里就想，怎么会这样子哦？就除了悲伤以外，当然我们还是鼓励他，就说我们会为你打电话回去台湾，就说我们会为你祷告啊，为你祝福啊，你一定可以撑过去。话是这么讲，其实说实在，我们心里对癌症都没有什么把握，不知道后面的发展会是什么样子。
很积极的人生态度，还有很积极的面对这个人生的最后一段路要怎么样走，要怎么样走才走得好，对吧？所以每个人对就说生死这一关很难看得破，走到我们每个人都要走，我们现在也是往最后的方向走，只是他比较正确、比较明白的，也比较清楚的他怎么走他这最后一段。那我们现在也不知道我的最后一段是比他长比他短，可是从他这边